All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking a fascinating and honestly a totally counterintuitive approach to finding business capital leads. We're looking at Ernest Odell's incredibly stealthy strategy for extracting B2B leads from local Facebook groups while basically maintaining total privacy. And here's the absolute kicker. He does all of this without ever writing a single post, not one. So if you've been burning hours trying to build engagement online, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this.
We're going to break this entire lead generation process down into a really clear, step-by-step playbook. We'll start by busting the engagement myth, then look at the rules of the silent group strategy, show you exactly how to find your targets, how to win over the gatekeeper on the phone, and finally, how to execute the perfect email handoff.
Okay, starting off with step 1, busting the engagement myth.
You know how traditional social media marketing gurus basically all preach the exact same gospel, right? They say to succeed, you absolutely must engage. Well, Odell actually decided to test this conventional wisdom. He went to the top AI bots on the market right now. We're talking ChatGPT, Grok, NotebookLM, Gemini, and he asked them how to generate leads in Facebook business groups. And guess what? Every single one of them returned the exact same traditional advice. They told him you need to comment, you need to post, you've got to be visible and build relationships in the comments section.
But look at this stark contrast here between that standard advice and Odell's actual method. Traditional AI says make a ton of noise, but Odell's proven reality is to do absolutely nothing in the group itself. I mean, literally nothing. Don't post, don't engage, just observe. It's a completely silent, invisible strategy that's totally designed to protect both your privacy and your time.
Which brings us nicely to part 2, the actual silent group strategy.
So how do you actually operate silently inside a bustling Facebook group without being noticed? Well, the setup requires you to join open groups, ideally ones that don't even need admin approval to get into. Odell uses the Hollywood, Florida Business Network as a prime example, which is this massive group with about 22,000 members. Once you're in, you have to follow these super strict rules of total invisibility. You do not post a "thank you for adding me" message. You do absolutely zero commenting. You are basically a ghost. And this is a big one. You use absolutely no AI-generated images on your profile.
Now, you're probably wondering, why is that last rule so specific? Well, Odell explicitly warns against AI images because they actually contain hidden digital signatures. If Facebook's algorithms pick up on those signatures, they can and will flag your account as inauthentic. Odell actually learned this the hard way. Those AI image signatures got his Facebook account banned twice in just 2 weeks. So take this warning seriously, right? Keep a low profile and keep your images 100% real to avoid the algorithm's wrath.
Okay, let's move into phase 3, finding your business targets.
So think about it. If we aren't posting and we aren't commenting and we're essentially invisible, how on earth do we actually get our leads? Honestly, the physical action is incredibly simple, and it's kind of a relief if you're totally burnt out on content creation. You literally just scroll down the group's feed. You're just scanning specifically for images or text that contain a local business name and, most importantly, a direct phone number.
But you can't just call every single number you see. You've got to filter your targets. You want to laser focus strictly on local service providers, those B2B targets. Really good targets are your pool cleaning services, demolition crews like Gator Demolition, or mobile mechanics. You want to completely ignore B2C ads. If someone is posting about renting out their apartment or selling a used car, just scroll right past them. We are looking exclusively for established local service businesses.
Odell's own workflow really illustrates just how tactically simple this playbook is. There is no complex scraping software needed here at all. As he says, you just keep scrolling down, boom, there's an ad for Gator Demolition, and there's the phone number. You just spot the ad, grab the number, and prep for the next crucial phase. You're extracting the data straight from the feed.
And that leads us to step 4, winning over the gatekeeper.
Now we're getting into the psychological crux of the whole strategy. The actual phone call. When someone picks up the phone at that mobile mechanic shop, your very first instinct might be to confidently ask to speak to the boss. But according to Odell, doing that is a fatal flaw in this process. So why shouldn't you ask for the business owner?
Well, the absolute crucial point here is that asking for the owner instantly triggers their defensive walls. Odell points out that asking for the boss will subconsciously flag you as a telemarketer, and that is a hard-earned lesson from his own years of real-world telemarketing experience. The second you put on that professional voice and say, "Is the owner available?" The person on the other end immediately puts their guard up.
So, instead of fighting the gatekeeper, you're going to turn them into your ally. You execute these 3 exact steps based on the David Allen Capital or DAC script. First, just befriend whoever answers the phone. Second, introduce yourself simply. Tell them you're a local resident helping businesses get funding when traditional banks say no. And third, this is key. Don't pitch them a product. Simply ask the gatekeeper for permission to send an email over with some information.
Finally, we reach part 5, the final email handoff.
Okay, so the friendly gatekeeper says yes. Now we enter the final, most precise phase of the pipeline. It's time to execute the handoff. First, you capture the essential data from the gatekeeper, which is literally just a first name and an email address. Second, you retreat to your DAC, refer a friend back office. And finally, you just plug those simple details right into the system. The system takes over and automatically sends an email to the business saying, Ernest Odell referred us to you. It is incredibly clean and completely automated.
And here's a brilliant little insider secret that Odell uses. If you still have them on the phone while you're plugging this info into the back office, casually ask them to check their inbox right then and there. This ensures the email actually lands, it completely bypasses any spam filters, and it gives you immediate confirmation that the connection was made while you still have their full attention.
Now, here is where discipline comes in. 5. That's the magic number. Odell implements a strict maximum of 5 of these automated emails per day. Why? Because keeping it to 5 ensures this strategy remains highly targeted, respectful, and completely non-spammy. Enforcing that strict limit protects your account standing and keeps the quality of your outreach incredibly high. Remember, it's about precision here, not just blind volume.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture timeline of this silent strategy, because the efficiency is just so clear. In minutes, you can join open Facebook business groups. In a matter of hours, you can silently scroll and extract phone numbers from local service ads. And over the course of days, you methodically call, befriend the gatekeeper, and send your strict maximum of 5 targeted funding emails daily. It absolutely proves that you can build a robust pipeline without creating a single piece of content, without arguing in comment sections, and without feeding the algorithm.
Ultimately, this whole explainer leaves us with a pretty powerful question to ponder. When you look at the sheer simplicity of Odell's silent extraction method, you kind of have to ask yourself, how much time are you wasting on loud, traditional Facebook engagement when you could be silently and efficiently extracting high-quality B2B leads right now? It just completely flips the script on how we think about social media marketing. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this gives you a brand new perspective on how to leverage these digital spaces.